Hi everyone! So it's been a while since I've really done anything for the blog and I've missed it. So today I'm feeling good, so I thought I would do a little pregnancy video to kind of go through the journey so far and kind of talk about the TTC phase, symptoms, and where we're going from here. And just because when we started out trying, one of the things I found very comforting was videos of women who we're just kind of explaining things that they'd gone through, their symptoms, and just their personal experiences, simply because we have this lovely resource called Google, but it becomes quite overwhelming with research and just information, and you have to learn to separate fact from fiction, and that just kind of can become a little much, and you really just want to rely on your doctor for the best information you can get. But it was helpful to watch these videos, and not to mention comforting to hear what they had to say, and it kind of just gave me more insight than maybe I had had before. So with that, let's get started. When we got here, we had always said that we didn't really want to start trying to have a family until we felt like we were financially stable. So once we moved here, we just finally felt like we were at that place and ready to take on that next chapter of our lives. So we were like, okay, it's time, like let's start trying to have a family. And we were both total just rookies. I mean, very naive about pregnancy and all that information, and still are. I mean, I don't think you're really a professional until you've actually had a baby and you know all the details and you have been through the whole thing. But that first month when we started trying, we really thought it was just going to be super easy, and we were both just so convinced that, yeah, I was pregnant, and it was that simple and no big deal. And so when we got that negative pregnancy test, it was surprisingly emotional and disappointing, and I immediately thought there was something wrong with me, and it was just an unexpected surprise. We really just thought it was just going to be positive, and it was that simple. And for some women it is. I mean, pregnancy is a very unpredictable thing because it's very unique per woman. So I mean, one woman it may take the first try, and some it might take 2 to 10 years. So I had started doing some research, and the average woman takes 6 months to a year to conceive. So I kind of took a deep breath and was like, okay, calm down. There's nothing wrong. It's just, this is perfectly normal, and this is how it usually is for most. But being the type A person that I am, I immediately was like, well, what's the checklist things that I can do to speed up this process? And stuff like that is, taking prenatals, a fertility app, ovulation tests, taking your basal body temperature, changing your diet. I mean, there's so many things that they tell you to do. And again, it just kind of becomes overwhelming after a while. But I did it. I started doing all that, and so another month goes by, another month goes by, more months go by, and still nothing. And when you're actively trying and it's taking a while, at some point it starts to kind of become emotional and more stressful than anything. And your partner can love and support you as much as they can, but they're not the one experiencing the changes in your body of if you think that you might be pregnant. So when you think you may be and you're not, it's surprisingly just sad and disappointed, and you just kind of feel stupid sometimes because you're just like, man, I really thought I knew, and I guess I didn't. And so it just started to kind of feel a little bit alone in the process, and just like, this is starting to get frustrating a little bit, and I feel overwhelmed. But I had watched a video similar to this, and a woman had talked about how she had a fertility app that she was relying heavily on, and turns out that she started to realize just from months of tracking that her fertility app was actually incorrect with what her fertile window is. And basically your fertile window is just It's about a week span that is when they tell you is the best time to try, because you're at your prime and you're most like, you have to conceive within that time or else you're not gonna, it's just not gonna happen that month. So she realized that her app was actually predicting it wrong, and so she basically threw the app out the window. So with her saying that, that kind of sparked a thought for me, and so we ended up going home to San Diego and seeing friends and family, and that kind of helped refresh my mind and like get me back to that optimistic place that I need to be, and you know, realize that life's not so bad. And when we got back, I just threw out all the checklist stuff and I just ignored the app and only used it for simply tracking symptoms. And lo and behold, that was the month that we got pregnant. So I would definitely encourage people to use an app for symptom tracking because it helps when you're doing it consistently for months. It's easy to narrow down what is different for you in a month that might indicate that you are pregnant, but when it comes to fertility and ovulation and all that stuff, I wouldn't trust it. So my symptoms were not the most common symptoms. I was very dizzy. I'd be sitting at my desk at work and all of a sudden I'd just be hit with like extreme dizziness to the point where it felt kind of like when you're on a carnival ride and it spins you around and you get off and you're kind of like, whoa. That's how I would just feel after just, you know, I'd just be sitting there and all of a sudden I would just get that rushing feeling. And so that was something that was odd and different for me. I also had extreme bloating, crazy bloating, like never before. I remember looking down my stomach and being like, where did that come from? Oh my goodness. That was definitely not usual for me. And I had something that isn't very common, but I also had hip pain, severe hip pain, and it was caused by the hormone relaxin that gets released into your body, and it just affected me, I guess stronger than it may affect others. So there were days where like I just couldn't even walk and I would just be stuck. Basically, I wouldn't be able to move, and it was really rough, and that was something that I had, you know, started to do some research on and was like, huh, I wonder if this might be because of, you know, pregnancy. So I finally took a test and it came back positive, obviously, and it was just, you know, a huge relief, and it was very exciting, and I was just very, you know, thankful and full of love and joy, and I couldn't wait to tell McLaren. So, you know, I immediately went to Target and I bought some onesies and some baby bibs and also a future father card, and then put it all in a box with the pregnancy test. And when he came home from work, I gave it to him, and it was a very special moment between the two of us. And it's not that he was all that surprised. I mean, he knew that we were trying, so it was more just the emotion of just like, wow, like it happened. And it was very surreal. I mean, we kind of just sat on the couch and looked at each other and was like, wow, this is happening, like there's a baby coming. And it didn't really sink in at first, you know, until you really start to, you know, until you really go to the doctor and you see the baby and, you know, you feel them kicking or your stomach starts to grow. It's, at first you're just kind of like, really, is there really a baby in there? It was just a very odd feeling, but we were both very excited. And that week that I found out was my 5th week of pregnancy, and it was at the end of my 5th week that I started to experience morning sickness, which by the way, morning sickness has nothing to do with the morning, and it can hit you at any time of the day, all day long, which has been kind of my MO for the past 15 weeks. I am now 20 weeks pregnant, and I am yet to go a week without getting sick. So that's been really rough on me. And so aside from really severe morning sickness, I've had a few other things, kind of, you know, back pain, hip pain still, just general discomfort when you're sleeping, but all that stuff is very normal. and it's just kind of part of the package. That was something that was just super awesome, and I really wish it could have been in person. We wanted to fly home to see our family, but it just wasn't gonna work out. So we ended up FaceTiming. I had sent these baby announcement packages to my parents, to McLaren's mom, and then to my best friend Alyssa and her husband Garrett. And FaceTimed with everyone. And you know, we FaceTimed with my parents, and you know, they were both just emotional and crying, excited. My dad immediately popped champagne and was, you know, ready to celebrate, and they were just, you know, so ready to be grandparents and just beyond thrilled by the news. And then, you know, we told McLaren's mom, and again, she was emotional and just so excited for us and just couldn't wait to be a grandma. And then Alyssa and Garrett, we had sent them also a little baby box, but their gift was a little different because we asked them to actually be the godparents. So that was also a very special moment with them, just kind of expressing that they meant more to us than just friends, that we considered them family, and we wanted them to be a little bit more than just, you know, aunt and uncle in our child's life, that, you know, we felt that they were more important than that and important enough to be the godparents. So, you know, having that first ultrasound, telling the family, all of that stuff was just, you know, it made it all, you know, more real, and it was just very exciting, and we were just absolutely thrilled. So it, you know, it's great when you see your family just so full of love and support, and they're just beyond ecstatic to hear the news. It's just a, you know, it's just what, you know, what I always had dreamed of, and I was just so happy to have everyone just so full of love for us. It just feels so good. So, right now, like I said, I am at 20 weeks pregnant. I am still suffering from severe morning sickness. I am doing okay today. I did get sick this morning, so who knows what the day will progress like, but right now I'm feeling okay, and so that's why I'm able to do this right now. I'm hoping that I will start to level out and feel somewhat human again. Maybe, we'll see, I don't know. And be able to do some more stuff for the blog. I want to do some maternity fashion. We will definitely be doing a video of the baby shower, which is coming up in a few weeks, which I'm just really excited about because it's going to be co-ed, and it's really just more, you know, it's not very traditional baby shower. It's just something that, it's an excuse kind of to see all our friends and family that we don't often get to see anymore. And, you know, we'll be seeing people that we haven't seen since our wedding. So that'll be really exciting, and I'm very happy, and just can't wait to go home and just enjoy that day with everyone and just celebrate the little one to be. We don't know the gender yet. I'm hoping we will find out this coming Wednesday, when I will be 21 weeks pregnant, and hopefully when I do my long ultrasound where they measure everything and, you know, make sure there's no red flags and the baby's doing good, that they'll finally be able to tell me if it's a boy or a girl, because I'm dying to know, and I know the family is dying to know. So once we find that out, I will definitely be shouting it to the world, because I can't wait to know. And McLaren thinks it's a boy. I kind of think it's a girl. The rest of the family kind of seems to think it's a boy, so we'll see who's right. But we'll definitely be posting a video of the baby shower, and then, you know, just more pregnancy stuff as the months go on. We are halfway through it, so, you know, depending on the craziness, we're currently trying to also buy a house. So in the madness of all that, we'll see what we're able to post, but hopefully I can do maybe a baby gear haul and, you know, introduce the nursery and all that stuff. So I'm just really excited to kind of introduce this part of my life, and, you know, not just all the fashion in my blog, but just also now bringing motherhood into it. I'm very just, you know, very ready for it. So hopefully more will come and I will start to feel better and can do more things like this and possibly start vlogging. We'll see what happens, but for now, stay tuned for more, and they'll definitely be posting on the blog more often, and hopefully I'll be able to post soon what the baby's gonna be and what their name will be. So again, just thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.